Good afternoon guys, and here we are. We have arrived at Serre Road Cemetery number 1, where we are going to visit the Sheffield Memorial Park after we've done a little tour of this cemetery. Another beautiful place. Chris over there, Ed over there. Let's go and take a tour of the graveyard. Here we are at the grave of Private Horace Isles, aged 16, killed on the 1st of July 1916, the first day of the Somme. We have a letter here that his sister, Florrie, wrote to him. My dear Horace, just a line or two to thank you very much for the card which Mother gave me yesterday. It is very pretty. I'm so glad you're all right so far, but I need not to tell you what an anxious time I'm having on your account. You have dropped in for the thick of it, and no mistake. I only hope you have the good luck to come back safely like your father did. And my dear boy, I don't care how soon, I should be more than pleased to see you, I can tell you. You have no need to feel ashamed that you join the Pals now. By all accounts, they have rendered a good account of themselves. No one can call them featherbed soldiers now. I think Baron's boss has got him off so well, he'll feel a bit easier if it is so. He has not told me himself, so I'm not sure, but I think it must be right. Bob has not heard yet, but he is expecting to hear any day now. We did hear that they are fetching all back from France under 19. For goodness sake, Horace, tell them how old you are. I'm sure they will send you back if they know that you're only 16. You have seen quite enough now. Just chuck it up and try to get back. You won't fare no worse for it. If you don't do it now, you'll come back in bits, and we want the whole of you. I don't suppose you can do any letter writing now, but just remember, I'm always thinking of you and hoping for your safe return. So no more this time only, my love. Bob says hurry up and come back. Your loving sister, Florrie. Horace Isles, everybody. 16 years old. Here we are, arrived at Serre. We're just going to walk down the long track to the Memorial Park. We'll tell you about where Horace Isles went over and all the Pals Battalions went over. Let's get to this. Now along this way somewhere, just along this road here, would have been where young Horace Isles went from, and his Leeds Pals attacking towards the town of Serre over there. Somewhere in these fields in front of us, Horace Isles was killed 1st of July, just after 7:30 in the morning, 1916. Now we're just approaching Serre Road Cemetery number 3. As you can see, the cemetery was built and is maintained by the Commonwealth War Graves Commission. Quite a small one, this one. Still nonetheless, no less poignant. Chris and Ed there, taking it all in. Yep, as you do. So peaceful now. This was a barren wasteland back in 1916. Just across there, Sheffield Memorial Park. We're going to head to that way in a minute. Here we are, Chris and Ed. We've just arrived at the Sheffield Memorial Park. Famous Accrington Pals went from this part here. Back in the days you had 4 distinct corpses. You had Matthew, Mark, Luke and John right at the end. Matthew's no longer here. Matthew was over that way somewhere. And back in the day they were 4 distinct corpses, not all joined together like they are today. There's a very distinct trench line here as well running through, as you can see. Believe it or not though, this wasn't the front line on the 1st of July 1916. The front line was just across this road here, running along here. That's where they attacked from on the 1st of July, going towards the town of Serre over there. Now just past that cemetery you see over there was the German front line. So you can see they've not got very far to go, 100 metres maybe. Let's show you some more of the park. Accrington Pals Memorial there. See the front line, well not the front line trench, sorry, you see the trench here, still very visible to this day. That would have been a reserve line trench.
Yeah, well.
Yeah. Anyway, take care.
Yeah, thank you.
Yeah.
Bye bye.
Bye. Bye.
That plaque down there will show you all the front lines and where all the machine guns were based and everything. There you go. 13th 14th Battalion York and Lanc Regiment, the Barnsley Pals. They were fighting alongside the Sheffield City Battalion at the end in John Copse. But this sign over here, or plaque I should say, will show you where the front line was. So peaceful today. If you look here, it shows you where they were. Look, machine gun here, machine gun here, machine gun, machine gun, machine gun. Accrington Pals attacking here, Barnsley, Sheffield City Battalion, and over this way somewhere, that would have been where your Horace Isles was attacking from towards Serre. Look at that. I mean, that's huge. That is huge. I say I don't think the camera does it any justice. Can you imagine what these guys had to suffer and put up with, being shelled like this? They came from that way originally, down a support trench. Amazing really. Still here in Sheffield Memorial Park here. Shell holes, trenches. See the trench line there? Another cemetery over there. The destruction in this place must have been unbelievable. Look at it. Shell hole, shell hole, shell hole. It's just littered with shell holes. Unbelievable. What we're coming up to now is the private part. It's privately owned land, but it's always been undercover, so it's never been ploughed, so it still have the original features. It still have ordnance in there as well. This is the place I want to get in. We'll see if we can make it happen. Now we're approaching Railway Hollow Cemetery here at Sheffield Memorial Park. In the distance there, that's the route the guys would have come down, the Pals Battalions. I believe they arrived here a bit late, early in the morning, so they weren't here for long before they had to go over the top. This would have been obviously rear trenches back here, and you can see how far uphill it is there to the front lines. This would have been hell on earth, 1916. In this cemetery we come across a couple of Frenchmen. Louis Le Sourde, soldier, mort pour la France, 7th of June 1915. Same here, Georges Palverdu, 7th of June 15. Like we saw in the La Torre cemetery, 3 German soldiers. 2 Frenchmen ended up here. As I said here, you can see the support line trench running along the edge of the park. The front line trench just here, just across the road in front of me. And here, towards that cemetery, just past was the German front line. On the 1st of July 1916, this is where the Pals Battalions attacked from. Let's walk that path. You're reaching the Queen Cemetery, and we have some poppies growing here as well. Just the other side of the cemetery would have been the German front lines. I'll turn it around now and show you what the guys had to attack from. So from across there, the famous Accrington Pals would have attacked across no man's land towards this way. Towards the other end there, John Copse would have been Sheffield Pals, or Sheffield City Battalion, with the Barnsley Pals alongside or behind them in reserve. But just look, 100 metres or so, hundreds of men died dead in this field before us. As I say, as they said, cut down as a scythe cuts corn. They were cut down at the knees. The machine guns were set that way, so they didn't even have to aim. They just set it and fired, and they went down. Amazing. You see a lot of dates, 13th of November, 1st of July. Those were the 2 main attacks on the Somme. even though this never fell then, it still continued to fight. This was the northern part of the sector, so quite ironic really that the northern battalions were posted to the far northern section. There was a slightly further north another attack, but that was a diversionary attack rather than a main attack. I think I went disastrously as well. I think some of the London regiment, not my great uncle's or great granddad's regiment, but I think some of the London regiment were involved in that one. So just out here in the field, I don't know, 50 yards or so, maybe a bit more, was the German front line. Over in that direction is we had Horace Isles and the Leeds Pals attacking from across towards that. German lines went down all this way, across the road, and the British lines run all the way along the front of these woods or copse and then turn left at the end. The Germans followed across this way. This is the view that the Germans had on the 1st of July 1916.
We were very surprised to see them walking. When we started firing, we just had to load and reload. They went down in their hundreds, we didn't have to aim, we just fired into them. If only they had run, they would have overwhelmed us.
Men lie here for over 10 months, as I said before, dead in these fields before me. Now we're just coming up to Luke Copse British Cemetery. Very small one, this one, but nonetheless, we'll go and have a look. See a lot of 13th of November again. 13th of November, 13th, that was the second big attack. All these people were probably killed right here, not far in front of their front lines, attacking towards Serre, over that way. Quite a few unknowns, because as I said, they lied here for up to 10 months or so in no man's land. A lot of them are only identified via their uniforms. That's why they're unknown. One last thing at Serre. I'm just going to go to the Redan Ridge, or near the Redan Ridge quickly, but the main thing we're going around here for is the Heidenkopf, which is a German strong point all throughout the war, believe it or not. They've done a documentary there quite a while back where they uncovered 2 German bodies and 1 British soldier. They couldn't identify the British soldier, but through the documentary they identified the 2 German soldiers. One as a Jakob Honnis, and the second one was an Albert Tilliker. Here we are at Serre Road Cemetery number 2. Quite a large one, this one. A lot of bodies here. And again, we've come across 2 German soldiers, not one. Zwei unbekannte deutsche Soldaten. Unknown German soldiers, 2 of them.